You're So Amazing. Being Singled Out Doesn't Always Feel Amazing, by James and Lucy Catchpole, illustrated by Karen George. Joe knew some amazing games. So did his friend Simone. And their favorite game was Dr. Croc-Chops versus Senor Sharkface Pirate Grudge Fight. Surrender never. Amazing, said a kid. I think she means you, said Simone. Yep, said Joe, and that was that. Goodbye, game. Adios, adios, Senor Sharkface. Joe was amazing. He knew he was amazing because everyone kept telling him he was amazing. He was amazing when he slid down the slide with Casper and Ibrahim. Wow, amazing. He was amazing when he hung on the monkey bars with Yutu and Maney and her sister Viola. Hang in there, kid. Amazing. Joe was even amazing when he was doing ordinary things, like waiting in line for ice cream. You go, buddy. Or eating ice cream. So brave. Or just scratching his bottom. That kid is inspiring. People need to relax, said Simone. I know, said Joe. Joe thought Simone was pretty amazing. Simone ran fast and jumped high. Wow, said Joe. Wow, said another kid, you're amazing. But he said it to Joe. Simone was confused, but that was a really good jump. You were just doing ordinary moving. I know, said Joe. So Joe made a new game. I'll make myself invisible. Then everyone will say you are amazing. Simone did her biggest jumps. Everyone did their biggest jumps. Joe hid invisibly. Poor kid, said a dad. Do you wish you could run around like the others? I'm being invisible, said Joe. Sure you are, said the dad, but I bet you can run and jump just like them. So then Joe had to run and jump, because being amazing Joe was better than being poor Joe. Amazing, said the dad. This kid is so amazing. Sometimes Big Joe felt like being the Joe show, and Joe didn't want to be in the Joe show, so he found a game he could play on his own without anyone watching. When Yuto's big brother Yui came past and said, "You want to take some shots?" Joe wasn't sure, but he nodded. Joe's first shot wasn't great, but Yui didn't shout amazing. He just rolled the ball back to Joe. So Joe took another shot. Joe took a lot of shots, and 3 of them actually went in the goal. Amazing, thought Joe. And that's how it was with people Joe knew, like Yui and Yuto and Maney and Viola and Simon and Casper and Ibrahim. With them, Joe wasn't amazing Joe, and he wasn't poor Joe. Pirate soccer grudge fight. He was just Joe. Dear adult, most stories told about disabled people involve either tragedy and pity or inspiration and triumph. As disabled people, this feeds into how the world responds to us on a daily basis. It's part of life. For a disabled child, this can be confusing. Why are some people so keen to praise you? Why does the sight of you seem to make others feel sad, or happy, or worried, or just emotional in some way you cannot understand? As a grown-up, you learn that's how it is. People come with their own stories and feelings and attach them to you. There are all sorts of stories and feelings that could be attached to this family photo of us, and maybe that's okay, but they won't be our stories. We're all so used to disability being framed as pity or inspiration that it can take a conscious effort to let it be otherwise, to let it be normal. But disability is normal, and disabled children will have their own normal stories if we let them. All the best.